Hello guys, this is Juan Andres Carrillo, and my topic today is on smog and haze, and how it impacts air pollution and how it's linked to it as well. Now, just to give a brief description of what both of them are. Smog is just basically this big, thick cloud in the air that it forms from human activities such as factory emissions, vehicle emissions, um, industrial processes as well. It contains a lot of harmful chemicals for us, a lot of harmful chemicals for the animals, the ecosystem in general. It's really hard to stop as well. It's something that has to be stopped from the beginning. So because it's in the air and it's already out there, it's really hard to stop. As well, just the word smog. A quick fact: it came from the word smoke and fog. They combined it and made it into smog. Now we have haze. Haze is not as bad as smog. Haze actually is created from air pollution. It's just basically small air particles, usually chemicals, that form in the air that make it really hard for one to see, to breathe as well. Now, the somewhat good thing about this is that not all haze is bad for you. No, it's not good for you either. It's just not really harmful. Either you could breathe it in, nothing happens. It could touch your face, nothing happens. Touch your eyes, nothing happens. But we do have haze that's related to smog that really does affect you a lot, and it contributes a lot as well to air pollution. Now, haze can be formed from natural and human-made activities, such as forest fires for natural, and for human, like vehicle emissions, like I mentioned before. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and explain the colored pictures that I did. So for the first one, we have the smog, which I chose factories releasing the smog as for this choice. The reason I chose this one is because you can see like how it really does affect air pollution drastically and a lot. Because I mean, these factories are not always just located in rural areas, but are also located in urban areas, which then can also go into like different cities, different neighborhoods and stuff like that. And that's when it starts affecting not just us as well, like our health, but also the environment, the animals, the plants. Also, like the sky doesn't look the same either. The air we breathe in isn't like it's not the same as well. Yep, and that's for the smog. All right. Now for the haze, which is this one. You see, this is the haze around the little guy walking. The haze isn't this big, but it's just like as an example. So haze is more commonly seen in bigger cities like LA, New York, where there's bigger populations. There's more exhaust, more vehicles, more factories going on in there, and haze is basically the small particles, mostly consisted of carbon dioxide, and those are the ones that affect us drastically when it comes to vision, especially to the people who are driving, who are allergies as well. That can drastically hurt us as well. There's been a lot of cases of like being connected with lung cancer as well, and this drastically changes or affects the air pollution because it goes up into the air, and as well as the smog, it transports itself from one place to another. The only difference is that the haze is not as bad as smog because smog is more. It's like a bigger size, a bigger quantity. Volume compared to haze, which is just smaller. It's more contained in the areas that they are in, where the smog can actually travel for miles and miles, and has a bigger pull in air pollution. Okay. Hello, my name is Juan Andres Carrillo, and I have Mr. Espino here who's going to answer some questions on smog and haze and how it contributes to air pollution and his opinion as well. So the first question is, and this is a picture that I provided, right? Is what is his opinion on factories contributing to smog and creating smog?
Hi, my name is Mr. Espino, and according to my experience, I'm a truck driver. So I always drive like all over United States, and I can see through different cities, like especially like in big cities, the way we can like contribute to smog. Actually, I think that it's because of our fault as people, as community, because of our demand of the products. And like, I think that factories, companies, they don't care about the weather actually, because it's their business. I think it's our fault as a community. We're the ones that they have to stop like demanding more product, so factories they can bring down their production. Because like I told you, I see like every day when I pass through cities, like the way we're like contributing to affect our weather
Environment.
environment.
The next question is on haze. You can see the picture right here that I created. Now the question is, what's your opinion on haze being more common in not just urban areas, but now in rural areas as well?
Like I told you, I've been driving like for 15 years already, and I remember the first times that I went to LA. It was something like I got in shock when I saw LA because like I thought it was like cloudy, but it was smog, and you can feel like the air when you inhale. You start like feeling something in your throat. Your eyes start like watering. And I asked this guy, "Hey, what's going on? Why do I feel like that?" And he told me it's because of the smog, the haze. And I used to be like, when I started driving, it used to be like just like in big cities, but now it's getting more common like everywhere. You can go like small towns and everything, and you like in the mornings you can see like the haze that is like racing like in the mornings, because it's the same. I think that people or us are guilty for that, because we're getting very comfortable like just driving and leaving our cars on, and all that is gonna create like a lot of pollution, a lot of haze, a lot of ammunition that is gonna affect our health one way or the other.
Okay, ready? My name is Padres Carrillo, and I have Chevalier right here, and we do some quick two-question unity on smog and haze. So the first question is, what are the primary sources of smog and haze in urban areas?
I think primary sources of smog and haze are cars exhaust, factories, companies, and then companies that cook and they release the air.
And the second question is going to be, how does smog and haze contribute to climate change?
Smog and haze both really pretty much mess up our atmosphere, the Earth's atmosphere, and therefore causing like global warming. And that's why we see so many cities nowadays where traditionally their weather's cooler, now they're getting warmer, and vice versa. Even with natural disasters like hurricanes and stuff, we see how there's more water, there's more drastic changes in these things.
Guys, my name is Juan Andres Carrillo, and I have Chris right here with me. We'll go ahead and ask him two questions two questions on the smog and haze impact on air pollution and how it's related to it as well. So the first question is going to be, how does exposure to smog and haze affect human health, particularly in the respiratory and cardiovascular systems?
So, pues, like, obviously, the smog and haze, like, affect the lungs mostly and make breathing harder in cases of, like, just asthma attacks and shorter, like, respiratory systems and whatnot. And, pues, yeah, it just makes breathing a lot harder than it should have, or compared to what it used to be.
That's totally agree. So now we're gonna go ahead and go to the next question. So we have, what impact does smog and haze have on the environment, including plant life and the ecosystem?
So for plant life, it kind of messes up with the nutrients and whatnot. It's like very unhealthy. Like the same way it's unhealthy for us, it's unhealthy for them. And I feel like it would make the process of growing like slower and not like as good quality, and like not only affecting the plants but also affecting like the soil and the land, making it harder to like grow stuff.
Yes, sir. Hello guys, so this is going to be my interesting facts now and my opinion on the topic as well. So these are going to be my following interesting facts on the smog and haze topic. So for the first one, it's going to be the Great Smog of London. So basically this was a really huge cloud of smog in the air that affected a lot of people's health, a lot of people's mental state as well, because a lot of people didn't want to go out at the time. So this occurred in 1952. It killed an estimated 4,000 people died. But in modern times, they've estimated it to be actually 10,000 to 12,000, which is a crazy number for it to just be smog. A lot of those cases were connected with lung cancer, with not just being able to breathe at all, and just like the heat as well that you retrieve from the smog as well. Now for my second interesting fact, it's going to be the peat leads can contribute to haze. Now haze, like I mentioned before, so like the small particles that come from air pollution. Now it says that deforestation and draining peatlands for agriculture can create dry peatland that burns easily, producing smoky, hazy air. So it's basically just saying that with the peatlands that are when they're dried up and not watered, they could be easily burned down, which, like I mentioned before, haze comes from natural disasters or natural activities, and this is one of them. And haze was easily created from this peatlands being dried up. All right, now I'll go ahead and just give you a brief, quick opinion on the topic. For smog and haze, it's a really great impact in air pollution, and it really harms us humans, the animals, the ecosystem, and it's gonna get to a point where the whole world is gonna be covered by smog and haze, and it's gonna be something normal that people are just gonna live with. We're gonna have to be wearing masks, just like in COVID, just so we don't breathe in the bad chemicals. I feel like it could be stopped with governmental laws, people not demanding a lot of products, people being safe and clean and consider the things they use. Obviously, all those things are hard to do, but I feel like if everyone comes together, it's something that can be done, because I feel like in the future, right now it's not a big thing, but in the future it's going to be something huge that's going to affect not just the future generations, but the future generations after that as well. All right, guys. So lastly, this is going to be my conclusion on the topic of smog and haze. Just start off. When it comes to air pollution itself, the first thing we think about when we hear that word is smog, and it's clearly, you really see that smog is air pollution, and it's clearly linked. It's clearly impacting air pollution in itself, and when it's even created. Now, haze, a lot of people don't think it's really connected with air pollution. I mean, they know it's connected, but they don't feel like it's going to greatly impact it, because it's really small chemicals. It's going to go away eventually, but no, all those chemicals keep building up to each other, keep building and building. They go up into the air, and they create a little smog cloud that still impacts the air pollution. And in itself, both of them really affect, like I mentioned before multiple times, it affects us humans, our health. It affects animals, the ecosystem, how the world works, just like with climate change as well. And I feel like that's something that, like I mentioned before, it's something that we're able to fix. But we're not giving it a lot of effort with all this demand that we're asking for. It's not going to really clearly change in the future unless we do something about it. But yeah, that is the end of my topic. Thank you.